I used to schedule the transfer for the first of every month. Automatic, predictable. It felt cleaner that way, less like charity, more like a shared rhythm. I told myself it was temporary, that once things stabilized, I'd stop. But months turned into years, and the number never changed, $2,400. Every month. My parents never asked outright. They didn't need to. It started after my mom's hours were cut and my dad complained about rising costs. I offered help the way you offer to hold a door open, casually, without expecting anything in return. At least that's what I told myself. They thanked me, at first. Then it became normal, expected, invisible. I didn't mind. Not really, I had built a good life on my own. A job that paid well but took most of my energy. Friends who came and went. Holidays spent traveling back and forth, always adjusting my schedule to theirs. Supporting them felt like proof that I was still part of something. Then one afternoon, while waiting for a meeting to start, I opened my phone and saw my sister's post. Beach selfies, bright sun. Drinks with umbrellas. A group shot I wasn't in. The caption was cheerful. Something about, finally all together. I stared at longer than I should have, zoomed in. As if I might find myself cropped out somewhere at the edge. More photos appeared. My parents laughing. My dad in sunglasses he never wore at home. My mom tagged the location, a resort I recognized because I'd once suggested it years ago, when we talked about taking a trip. Someday. I felt a small, sharp confusion before the realization settled in. They were on a full family vacation. And no one had mentioned it to me. I didn't feel angry at first. Just displaced. Like I'd shown up to a room after everyone had already left. I checked my messages. Nothing. No, we're heading out. No, wish you were here. No explanation waiting to be discovered. After the meeting I texted my parents. Just one sentence. Hope it was worth it. My dad replied a few minutes later. We didn't think you'd fit in. I read it twice. Then again slower. It wasn't cruel in tone. It was practical. The same way someone might explain why they didn't invite you to a hobby you'd never expressed interest in. Except this wasn't a hobby. It was a family. I didn't respond. I put the phone down and went back to work, but my focus was gone. All I could think about was how neatly the pieces had lined up. How I'd been included in responsibility but excluded from joy. That night, I opened my banking app and stared at the scheduled transfer for the next month. I hovered over it for a long time. I asked myself hard questions. Was I helping because they needed it, or because I needed the connection? Was this support? Or was it a subscription fee for belonging? I canceled the transfer. No announcement. Just a quiet change in settings. The days that followed were strangely calm. No one reached out. I almost wondered if they'd noticed. I started sleeping better, cooking more. The absence of that obligation felt like a room with windows open. Then the calls started, one missed call. Then 3. Then 6, voicemails I didn't listen to. Texts that shifted quickly in tone. Hey, did something happen with the bank? Can you call us back? Please answer. By the second week, the calls came in clusters. My phone lighting up on my desk while I let it buzz itself quiet. When I finally answered, it was my mom. Her voice was tight. Friend, we didn't get the payment. I know, I said. There was a pause. Was there a mistake? No. Another pause. Longer this time. We're behind on bills. She said, your dad thought, well, we assume. I know what you assumed, I said gently. She started crying then. Not dramatically. Just small, strained sounds, like she was trying to keep control and failing. You didn't say anything, she said. I didn't need to. I replied. You already did. She didn't argue, she couldn't. My dad got on the line next. His voice was frustrated, defensive. He talked about timing. About how things had gotten more expensive than expected. About how family helps family. I listened until he ran out of steam. I'm not punishing you, I said when he stopped. I'm just no longer paying to be excluded. Silence followed. Not anger, recognition. They didn't apologize right away. That came later in fragments. Awkward, incomplete. They explained the vacation as a spur-of-the-moment thing. They said they didn't want to burden me with travel. They said they thought I'd be too busy. None of it addressed the core truth. I didn't reinstate the payments. We still talk. Less often. More carefully. There's a distance now that wasn't there before, but it's honest. When we see each other, I'm a guest, not an unspoken resource. I don't know if they understand what changed. Maybe they think I overreacted. Maybe they tell themselves stories that make it easier. What I know is this love that requires silence isn't love. And support that buys exclusion isn't generosity. For the first time, my place in my own life feels earned, not negotiated.